Hello YouTube, my name is Nero, and today, unfortunately, I am here to tell you guys that Activision Publishing has taken down last week's episode of Dear Nero. Now, I don't know exactly why they decided to do this, but Activision has been pretty bad with copyright strikes in the past. Sometimes they take down videos for good reasons, sometimes they take down videos for bad reasons, and other times they take down YouTube videos for really no reason whatsoever, which I think is a category that Dear Nero falls under. So what is this Dear Nero? It's a weekly Q&A here on my YouTube channel that I've done for over 200 weeks now. This week's episode hasn't actually gone up yet because of a number of delays. Mainly, I got a new PC, and as a result, I had to download all my stuff off my old PC, transfer it to the new one, install all my software again. It's been taking a while, and of course, I've also been rearranging my office as well. And if you guys would actually like to see my setup, stay tuned for this week's Dear Nero, which will be going up later on this evening, where you guys can actually see my setup as it is right now. It's kind of messy, but I like it nonetheless. So, for whatever reason, Activision Publishing has decided to watch an episode of Dear Nero, and then they also decided to take down said episode of Dear Nero for containing their copyright. Now, if I actually look here at the copyright claim, it says manually detected content. Now, what is this content that I have stolen from you, or this copyright that I have infringed upon? They haven't actually said that. They just said they have manually detected content, whatever that means. But I do know what manually detected means. It means that somebody at Activision decided, you know what, I'm going to watch episode 209 of Dear Nero, the weekly Q&A on NerosCinema. And again, I have no idea why they would decide to take that video down. I actually still have the video because, like a smart YouTuber, I back up all my video files just in case something stupid like this actually happens. The gameplay was of Zombie Silo. This is a custom zombies map for Call of Duty World at War. That is right, the Call of Duty game that came out in 2008 that has had countless videos of it put here on YouTube. If I go to YouTube and I type in Zombie Silo, all of those videos are still up, so I'm wondering, why did they take it down? There was no instances of trailers or copyright material whatsoever. It was just nothing but pure, uncut gameplay of me playing a custom zombies map. That's all that it was. So then I thought to myself, well, maybe it's the actual content in the video. Perhaps the voiceover is the reason why they decided to give me a copyright strike. In that video, I answered questions, right? Like I do for Dear Nero. It's a weekly Q&A. Some of these questions included Infinite Warfare hate, the idea of an Infinite Warfare beta, how do you get around copyright music on YouTube, and stuff along those lines. In fact, the exact title of Dear Nero was Dear Nero episode 209, Infinite Warfare hate, copyright music, Infinite Warfare beta, and much more. And I'm wondering, is any of that stuff relative to why they took down that particular video? Because the idea of Infinite Warfare hate, perhaps they decided, oh, you know what, this is a video hating on Infinite Warfare, let's get rid of it. I don't think that was the case, because if this was manually detected, like the copyright claim says, then they would have known in the video I actually was defending Infinite Warfare against the seemingly, I'm not even sure what the word would be, the hate train, the hate bandwagon for Infinite Warfare. I was talking about how I don't necessarily agree with that and how I'm actually excited for Infinite Warfare, so that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Another topic in that episode of Dear Nero was the idea of the Infinite Warfare beta, and that got me thinking, well, perhaps they decided to take down the video because I leaked information in regards to the beta, but here's the thing, I don't have any inside information. I was speculating and answering a fan question, so here's actually the fan question. It comes in from a guy named James from New Zealand who wrote, Dear Nero, considering the Black Ops 3 beta was so successful, well, in most people's eyes, why don't you think Activision pushed Infinity Ward to implement a beta for Infinite Warfare? Perhaps they are making secret changes after all to their multiplayer, which of course was a reference to a video I did recently talking about how maybe they are making big changes to Infinite Warfare's formula, given that they're not actually showing us any details in regards to the multiplayer. My answer to his question was actually pretty simple. I asked him, has there ever been any actual confirmation that there won't be a beta for Infinite Warfare? Because my idea is we will still eventually get one. There have been leaks in the past talking about it, and my idea is after COD XP, they're going to say, you know what, try it for yourselves, and they're going to have like this open beta for a weekend or a week or what have you. That was my idea, and that's what I mentioned in the video. Even then, I don't think that's something that they could actually take down, so I have to wonder, why was Dear Nero actually taken down? Again, Activision is well known for taking down YouTube videos. They're actually known for taking down entire YouTube channels, but of course that comes down to the YouTube terms of service. If you have 3 copyright strikes, then then you're gone, and they've actually given me a copyright strike for an episode of Dear Nero for all things. It makes absolutely no sense. Activision, you're not doing yourselves any favors right now, right? You're not doing yourselves any favors. You're already well known for striking down fans who are just trying to make content out of the stuff that they are passionate about, right? They want to make a breakdown of your trailer, yet you give them a copyright strike if they're not partnered with the right network. Like, I'm allowed to use the Call of Duty trailers from Activision in my videos because I'm partnered with Machinima, right? For whatever reason, Machinima's got a deal. Just something about that allows me to do that. But if you're not partnered with Machinima and maybe you're partnered with some smaller network or no network at all, then Activision will take down your videos for trying to use any of their trailers whatsoever. That is a really, really bad way to treat your customers. That is a very bad way to treat your fans. These are people who are trying to make a breakdown of a trailer, which you wholeheartedly endorse by allowing people like me to do it, and people like T Martin and Ollie and Drifter, like all these bigger Call of Duty YouTubers were allowed to make breakdowns of your trailers. But if they're not partnered with the right people, then suddenly they're not allowed. That's really scummy, Activision. If I were you, I would allow anybody to repost your trailer, because at the end of the day, it's a freaking trailer. We're not talking about like the spoiler, like the end of the campaign or anything like that. Let people post your trailers. That's one thing you could improve on. Now, glitch videos, on the other hand, that is a completely different can of worms. So if you guys don't know, Activision is well known for taking down glitch videos. If you post a video of how to do for example, an out of the map glitch in Call of Duty Black Ops 3, chances are if Activision sees that, they're going to take it down. The idea is, yes, they know about the glitch. Yes, they're trying to fix the glitch, and they don't want people all exploiting the glitch while they're trying to fix it. I can see the argument as to why that's actually a good thing, but at the same time, copyright strikes are no joke here on YouTube. If you give somebody a copyright strike, if they have 3 of those, they're done. Once you start accumulating copyright strikes, you lose privileges. Now, with this new PC, I actually plan to live stream a little bit, but while I have this copyright strike up, I cannot live stream on YouTube. I have lost the privilege to live stream on YouTube because of this copyright strike, which means if I am going to be streaming anything in the near future, it's going to be on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/NerosCinema, and that's not a good thing because I planned on streaming on YouTube because I have a much bigger audience here on YouTube than I would be starting fresh over on Twitch, right? So you can't just be throwing out these copyright strikes all willy-nilly for a glitch video. Now, I found the glitch back in Black Ops 2, and what I did is I contacted Drifter. I said, hey, I know about this glitch, which can literally break the game and lag everybody else out. I think we should get this fixed, but I want to get in contact with somebody at Treyarch to get this fixed. I sent the video to Drifter. He sent it to somebody he knew at Treyarch. It got fixed behind the scenes, and things were fine. Not everybody is in contact with Drifter. Not everybody can be in contact with Treyarch or Infinity Ward or what have you. How are we supposed to make these glitches known and aware without making a YouTube video? So it's difficult to do that. So if there's going to be a glitch video out on YouTube, you don't necessarily just want to strike them down. And don't even get me started on when Activision will take people out to, for example, Treyarch Studios to record early footage of a new DLC and then accidentally copyright claiming that footage when it finally makes its way to YouTube. Like, they are so bad at this. It always seems like they are just throwing out these copyright strikes willy-nilly, like they don't actually understand the severity of a copyright strike here on YouTube. It's a pretty big freaking deal. It really is. And while I do think mine was an error, it also says manually detected, which means somebody at Activision thought to themselves, hey, I wonder what Nero's got to say in this week's episode. It makes no sense to me whatsoever that somebody at Activision would watch an episode of Dear Nero. There was no copyright material in there whatsoever aside from Call of Duty World at War gameplay. Perhaps I was correct in my assumption that there will be some sort of a beta announced after Call of Duty XP and they wanted to take down the video because they don't want word getting out. Like, does that make any sense? No. I don't know why this happened. I've contacted Machinima, my representatives at Machinima. We're going to try and get this. We're going to fight this. We're going to try and get it removed. I've had false claims like this on my channel before. It's usually no big deal, honestly. Mostly it's music stuff. Like, I've cleared up music stuff, like some Jesper Kide stuff on Nero's Let's Plays, or stuff with like Electric Joyride, even Pro Leader. And then how I fixed that was I would just talk to these guys like, hey, can I have permission to use your stuff in my videos? It's not hurting anybody. And they're like, yeah, sure, go ahead. But it's a little bit different with a game. So we're going to have to see if I can get this changed. If not, I still have the audio for Dear Nero 209, and I could basically find some new gameplay maybe and then post up. But if the audio is what gave me the copyright strike in the first place, how am I supposed to know? It's such a terrible system. The copyright system on YouTube is one of the worst that I have ever seen. The idea that they could take down my video for literally no reason. You know what the reason was given? Manually detected. That's not a freaking reason. That makes no sense whatsoever. All it says was you manually detected content. What content? Could you please elaborate on this? How long is this video in total? I actually have it up here on my second monitor. Could you please elaborate on this 19-minute and 49-second video, exactly where the copyrighted material was? What can I do to avoid this in the future? But no, they just say manually detected, which means somebody at Activision apparently watched my video and decided to take it down. I don't understand the system. It's a very flawed system. YouTube, could you please fix it? People have been talking about this for absolutely years now. I understand that from their perspective, they have to listen to what Activision says, otherwise Activision can sue, so on and so forth. I get that. But you need to have a better system where people can't just take down videos willy-nilly for seemingly no reason. Oh, I had the same problem, actually, with Pokemon Ruby. Now, don't get me started on that either. So, Pokemon Ruby was a Let's Play that I did over on my Let's Play channel. This was a very long time ago, and I don't claim for it to be like a good Let's Play. It was a very early one. It was back before... I'm using like a Logitech headset mic in that thing. I'm just playing like an emulator on my computer. You can hear the keys clicking and stuff. It wasn't a very good playthrough, but I liked it because it's me. You know, that was me way back in the day making some videos I just wanted to make, and randomly, it was popular. My Pokemon Ruby series was ridiculously popular. It still is over on my Let's Play channel. And the first episode actually had well over 100,000 views, which is pretty big for a channel that has 50,000 subs and gets only like 1,000 views a video, right? It was a pretty big video. Lots of people found it. And if you actually typed in Pokemon Ruby on YouTube, it was the #1 video. If you typed in Pokemon Ruby, Nero's Let's Plays popped up ahead of everybody else. It was a really cool thing. Then the Pokemon Company decided that they were going to be releasing Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and they thought to themselves, you know what? We need to go ahead and get rid of all the popular Pokemon Ruby and Pokemon Sapphire videos off of YouTube because they are going to be taking away some of the search engine optimization for some of their new trailers and stuff like that. So they took down my video for no reason whatsoever and left it down for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months before I was able to actually get it back. And they never actually gave a reason whatsoever. They just said, this is our content, and took it down. That's all they said. There's no explanation whatsoever, and they were able to take down that video. And of course, once I got it back, it was no longer in the search results, and the video hasn't grown, you know, more than like 100 views ever since it came back up. Like, it's a terrible system, YouTube. If you go ahead and fix that, that'll be absolutely fantastic. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to end this rant video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. And if you did, please drop me a rating, and be warned, if you're not partnered with the right people, Activision's going to take down your stuff, which is pretty unfortunate because I was defending Infinite Warfare in that video. I was talking positively of Infinite Warfare and the idea of a beta coming. And no, this hasn't soured my opinion on Infinite Warfare at all. You know, it hasn't soured my opinion on Infinite Warfare or Infinity Ward or anything like that. It has soured my opinion, however, on Activision. But at the same time, and I can't even make this stuff up, guys, while putting together this video, I got a direct message from Alan Johnson, who is a public relations guy for Call of Duty as well as Activision. Now, he said he's going to try to work with me to get this copyright strike resolved, and I'm very happy that that's going to happen. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen for absolutely everybody, right? That's just the very nature of things. So I am going to mention to him that, hey, it would be cool if somehow Activision could start being more lenient with their copyright strikes. If they could start allowing more people to actually post their trailers and stuff like that. Now, I understand he is just a PR guy, right? He doesn't control really anything over there at Activision, although he can put me in contact with people that can control stuff. So we'll see. I'll mention it to him. I'm happy that my video is probably going to be coming back up either through him or through Machinima. It's probably going to come back up. I doubt it's going to stay down because I think it's a completely unjustifiable takedown of a video. But still, it's not good that everybody has to deal with this. It's not good that Activision throws out these copyright strikes so willy-nilly, and I really hope that they improve on that in the future. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you did, please drop me a rating and stay tuned for this week's episode of Dear Nero, including a new office tour going up later on this evening. Once again, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Drop me a rating, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.